And the jasmine.
And the jasmine. It definitely takes them home. Here, take it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You take as much as you want, honey. There's plenty. My full name is Andrée Judith Singer Thompson. So I just turned 85, which means I am living my 86th year on Earth.
Okay, my given name is Margaret Louise Stanley. I never wanted to use Margaret because there was a girl in school they called Maggot. And I decided I'd go with the middle name, which has caused me trouble. But all my friends call me Lulu. So now people are starting to call me Lulu.
My name is Maria Franziska Porges. It's my grandmother's first name, my aunt's first name. I was born in February of 1954 here in Berkeley.
Dry cereal and raisins. I'm out of walnuts.
Today, oatmeal with fruit.
Fresh eggs from my chickens. A variety of 6 or 8 different greens that I grow in my own garden. Always with lots of garlic, coffee. And then today, I always have, let's see, I start out with a glass of lemon water. I learned that from my grandma. And then I don't do dairy, so I have only goat kefir that I eat. And let's see, this morning I had like a good Jew herring. Pickled herring, yeah.
An artist, always. Yeah, in 4th grade, well, when we were kids, my parents, every Sunday, we would go for a Sunday drive and we'd paint. So I learned how to paint, sitting next to him.
An actress who wrote children's books and illustrated them herself.
What did I want to be when I grow up? I guess I wanted to be safe. And as a child, I'm not sure I really had an idea of what I wanted to be. I just knew that I always did art and was always encouraged to do it in school. And I knew that going to school and being smart was my survival.
Going to the Huntington Museum, I think. But we would go down to the lily ponds and take our 17 magazines and catch frogs and hang out. And my girlfriends and my sister and all.
I have a very bad memory, but I would say I really loved every year or so my father would take us one at a time to someplace we wanted to go, and I always chose either the Art Institute in Chicago or the Field Museum. And he would tell me stories about the artists or about the taxidermied animals. He would make stuff up. It was pretty great.
One of the things we did, well, my sister and I were very close. And we used to sing in harmony. She taught me how to sing in harmony as we did the dishes. So it would take us a long time to do the dishes. She would wash and I would wipe. And we'd have to keep running to the piano to check her. But then we would sing. So that's one of my favorite memories.
Well, to be in Rome, major anywhere in Rome, I wrote 250 postcards. Why am I here? Why didn't I study? What is the meaning of life? And one day I was standing in front of a Giotto painting, The Death of St. Francis, and I just had this aha moment. I'm okay, I'm home.
I had a fantastic studio. I had 2,000 or over 2,000 square feet. When I first moved in, I had always wanted to roller skate in my own space, just like there's a character in a a movie called Diva, who roller skates around a loft. Yeah, so I did that the first day I moved in.
Sitting in my garden, watching the chickens and the birds, listening, planting things in the garden and eating the food from there. I love being in green, growing spaces with live things, you know, from bees and bugs, even the mice and the rats. And the rats are a big problem right now.
I have this thing lately, and I don't know where it's coming from, but I sense somebody cooking a good dinner, and it's very fleeting. I'm not a very good cook, and I don't know whether it's coming from next door or...
Oh my God, that's an interesting one, because I like good smells a lot. One of my best roses has a wonderful fragrance. There are actually several flowers that I enjoy. I also love the smell of fresh coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have done collaboration in the past. I really like painting with other people because I grew up doing that. So she stays overnight and we set up a still life and we paint together.
I moved here and I thought maybe I made a mistake and I'm not really a visual artist. And I hung out with poets for the first couple of years that I was here. Then I finally figured out that the only creative world that is less rewarded in our culture is poetry. There's almost nothing for poets. A few teaching jobs, the prestige of being published in magazines and getting paid almost nothing. I mean, how many full-time poets are there? I realized that I wasn't really a poet. I realized that I was a storyteller. And that the poetry I was writing was essentially narrative.
I'll say this. Our first environmental piece is because the three of us felt art was for an elite audience. And we wanted to take it out to everybody. And then we'd interview, what do you think about this painted rocks? What do you think about, what do you think about Santa Fe's being, and so on. And in that way we did involve, we were interested if we were reaching the people we wanted to reach.
Yeah, and then the first time I went to Europe and saw all that stuff. Oh, I love stuff. I love painting. I love painting in a darkened church, just painting drawing the architecture. I mean, I look at artists. I actually, a lot of my paintings refer to other artists, a conversation with.
I was kind of part of the Bay Area appropriating junk movement. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. There probably are better ways to describe it, but I used a lot of stuff to create installations. But it's so disappointing in a way. You make an entire exhibit of work, and then you kind of have to throw most of it out. So.
I have a friend who is an electrician, and old houses had all of their electric wires going through these conduits. And then now they're taking these out and replacing them with plastic. So he brings me these, and I get to use them. You see, I use them for the feet on those animals over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if, here I can give you some of these. These are railroad ties.
Oh, cool.
And anything that sticks to a magnet will make it through the firing.
My younger self. It'll be okay. I don't lighten up. And I used to be so worried about what every people thought, and I'd come home from every opening thinking, why did I say that? Why did I do that? And I really hadn't done anything wrong.
It's a question that I think about because I have daughters. I think about how much healthier their relationship with their bodies is than mine was. And also just their general sense of self. I would tell my younger self to try and do more enjoyable things. I mean, I've traveled quite a lot, so it's not travel more. I pretty much did what I wanted to do. I might have had children younger if I had known how much I would enjoy it. So.
Oh, honey, it's so loaded. If only I had known. What would I tell my younger self? I would try to be more patient.
Paint out of your own needs. I found if you speak from who you are authentically, they can't get you. They can't get you on your own stuff.
None. Honestly. Aside from clearly establishing, to the extent that you can, your identity. What is your work about? But I have no idea. I also have a lot of faith that younger women artists, and in general, people in their 20s now, want a different world and want the things that I think of as important to be cherished and supported. I just don't know what's going to happen before all of you take the reins of power. It's going to be an interesting 20 years.
Well, the best thing you can do as a young person is scream, yell, make noise, make political noise. Go out and make noise. You have to become political. We have to stop thinking I. We have to start thinking we, or we're not going to survive. Be true to yourself. The best advice that was given to me was remember that death is here all the time. You never know. And that an awareness of death is one of the most valuable things you could carry with you. And we in the United States have denied that. You know, instead of living with an elder so that the child can become close with this elder, not an old fart put off into a home being taken care of by underpaid people, but an elder with some wise things to pass on and establish a relationship. Then the child gets to witness the aging process, the dying process, and the death. That informs the life of the younger person. And we have lost that. We have lost two really, really important things. And this is what I try to tell my students. We have lost our relationship to the stars, to the universe. If you want to know who you are, go to the country where there's no electric lights and lie down and look at the night sky. and look at the universe and see and feel your role. And you will know how little you are and how important you are. And how important every living thing is, from the tiniest thing to the most enormous thing. And we have lost that. We have lost our connection to nature, and we have lost our connection to elders. So yes, that's what I would say then. I said it.